crushing it can be.
Yeah.
And he does it to people. He takes your soul. He doesn't just win, but he absolutely obliterates your will to continue playing the game. Let's see if he can do it to the reigning champion. Down here in the bottom right, in the blue, it's Haas.
And in the top left, in the red, this guy, my favorite to win, from Alpha X, this is Noise. Noise. Now, I think the reason why you get so much tilt on Haas, so nice is one gate expanded, by the way. There is like a stigma in the in the upper echelons of StarCraft 2, which is a giant player base of people that play quote unquote correctly. They play the game a certain way. They play it the way they think it's supposed to be played, and they don't like a lot of them don't respect Haas. They're like, oh, he's got an all right ladder rank or whatever, but it's like he's a free win if I have him in a tournament. That's what a lot of the top 16 in the world think, right?
Yeah.
And I remember that one Valencia where he's gone up against Showtime, and everyone said Showtime would win. And Showtime was like, lol, Haas, I've got this. And, it wasn't Showtime against Cyril in the grand final, was it?
It most certainly was not. I'm sure Showtime has fond memories of, I believe it was Redshift. I think it was Redshift.
Yeah.
I think it was in the pool at the time. Yeah. And I think
dirty.
they were like, they had like bases next to each other. There's like cannons fighting each other's It's just like absolute madness, the sort of game Showtime hates and Haas loves. And of course, that series I think ended with 2 Adepts sliding in and killing like 10 probes.
Something like that.
But he got Nurtio, everyone was like, oh, I'll beat him easy. And he made it all the way to the finals. Put up a great fight against Cyril, right?
Yeah, he actually got a map off the king. And he, you might think that, oh yeah, one map, who cares? Anyone can get a map. I mean, Cyril kind of had a lot of very boring finals in 2018, apart from, of course, the Stats Grand Final at the GSL vs. the World and his World Championship victory because of what it meant, even though the Grand Final itself wasn't that good. The story of Cyril being the world champion, the first non-Korean world champion, just trounced anything. It could have been terrible games, but no one would have cared. But he actually would like 4-0 a lot of people in 2018. And Haas got a map on him. He did it in all, I think it was the old Cannon Rush, Shield Battery, Immortal Rush thing. The proxy robo, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you believe so? Well, moving on to this series now, as we've set the scene for these players, Haas expansion is coming down a lot later. So Nice did go for that much quicker one-gate expand. Has got the Adept here scouting. Good defense so far by Haas, but he's got that forward pylon. And Haas has a Stargate up in his base, doesn't he? No, he's gone Twilight. Sorry, it's Stargate for Nice. Okay, so he's just going to go for a Blink attack. It's a fake expand, Blink all in from Haas. And Nice, I think we'll see an Oracle.
And walking past that proxy location here, so Nice has not scouted it. It's not super sure what he's up against just yet. Yeah, the Oracle, a nice little bit of utility here. It's one of those weird things where if your opponent is going for a really dedicated assault, the Oracle can sometimes win you the game because it's killing probes.
Ooh, that Adept with the body block. Well done. Let's take it down, but Haas answers. Nice force field, and he locks the Stalker here and says, no. Now, this looks suspicious already. There's just not that many units. It's Nice. I would absolutely be scouting for proxies. He doesn't need to, though, because he flies over it.
Oh, howdy, neighbor. What you doing here?
Ooh. He's like, get rid of that.
Depower.
Depower. But you know what? Oh, Haas is going to warp in right next to it. What a mad lad.
This is, yeah. I mean, that Stalker's not going to see the light of day. That's going to get depowered here. And Haas, unfortunately, going to lose a couple Stalkers, but he does keep the warp gate alive.
Can't warp in on the low ground, though. So it is already a longer rally path, and I think enough warning here for Nice. Haas tries to come up with a sneaky blink all in, but if it gets spotted, it just does not work that well. And, these guys are so good at hunting for proxies, and it's this crazy Taiwanese meta where these guys are so good at just killing people, but it's so much harder within their own little meta because they're so good. Whenever they're doing a defensive play, they check everywhere for proxies. And that was like the last place that Nice checked, and it was just because he flew over it. But it still does get found, and that ruins Haas' plan. So Haas is going to try and Sentry Hallucinate, blink into the main, and just micro his heart out there. But I think with the Void Ray count, enough Gateway units, I don't know if it's going to work out. Nice is up 10 workers. He's looking great.
Haas going for the blink of the main here. Time to say what's up from the inside the house. Oh, probes not getting pulled here from Nice. The main already under assault. I mean, nowhere to run for the probes anyway. Might as well just stand there and take it. Warp in defensively, bring up the Void Rays. If he can kill a bunch of Stalkers here, this will be worth. Haas trying to pick off the
Void
Voids.
Rays.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good there for Haas.
Yeah, he needs to blink out now and try to save some of these Stalkers. Does get 2 Void Rays and all 10 probes. But we'll lose one more Stalker on the way out. Not a bad move for Haas. He's equal on workers now. He's still warping in Stalkers. He's got Blink, which is good kind of long-term flexible play there. That gives him. Well, we'd like to force field the front of that base and kill the Cybercore, I think.
Yeah,
you try to come out to fight him, he'll just split your units up. But of course, battery overcharge does give Nice a bit more ability there. But yeah, for Haas, I would honestly like to just see more tech. He's not really going for it. Oracle hasn't found anything just yet. I think a third base would be fantastic because you've got map control no matter what. But actually killing your opponent is a really crazy ask. And yet Haas seems to be doubling down on trying to kill him.
Yeah, obviously this is something that has the potential to work here for Haas. Blink is a big deal, but the Void Ray, man, such a hard unit to kill, and especially fighting over shield batteries. That's the sweet spot for when you got the Void Rays.
I mean, the Force Field does allow him to pick off a Zealot, force out the battery overcharge, but as nice as that is, it's not an absolute game winner by any means. Nice. Deny on the Stasis Trap and will damage said Oracle.
Haas is still probing here. So,
yeah, no third base, though.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be free right now? Like, there's nothing really Nice can do to push him.
Yeah, he's not going to come across the map, is he? I mean, Haas is going to be oversaturated in his natural in a minute here. Keeps making probes, so the third is going to become necessary.
I feel like a transition into charge is such in a third base would be such a clean advantage. Good micro nonetheless from Haas. When he gets a gateway, it's just this is such small damage that's meaningless in the long run. Whereas if he gets a third up, it puts so much pressure on Nice to do something. So I do think Haas is missing a big opportunity. I honestly feel like when he was dominating Nice, a lot of the time it was off. He'd put pressure on, and then he'd explode into that third base and get up to like 55 workers. And that's usually how he would beat Nice, is he would swamp him by just having more stuff. After the early game, he would always come out with a 10 probe advantage and just swamp him with charge lots. Even if he was down in upgrades, it wouldn't really matter.
Well, the third does come down, albeit belated there for Haas. Charge actually earlier for Nice here. It's interesting. That makes sense. I mean, he's going to try and fight fire with fire by going for the stronger unit comp against what Haas is showing him. And the Templar Archives is a necessity in later stages of PvP. So the Archon just has tons of standing and firing power. And Haas catches that Oracle from Nice in the middle there.
You know, there's a kind of funny thing, though, where just having more Stalkers is the ultimate mid-game. Like, Zealots are really good if they can trap you, but that only happens when you have a lot of Zealots and Archons and so on. Until then, like, Blink Stalkers, as long as you've got space to micro them back, it's just the most flexible. You just pick off Zealots for days. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh. Unnecessary Blink forward there from Haas. Does throw away a Stalker or two. But he's denying the third base, and this is what I'm talking about. It's so hard to even secure a third. Nice has so little map vision. This is classic Haas versus Nice, where Haas just kind of gets a little bit of momentum, and then he says, oh, he's just sharking around the whole time. I would like to see a couple more probes from him, but he's getting ahead in upgrades. He's building a big army advantage.
Oh my god, Haas, you absolute crazy person. Oh. Blinks on top of the Immortals, on top of the Void Rays, cutting them off from the shield batteries.
Wow, that was worth. As crazy as that was, he gets rid of all the advanced units. He can kill the Nexus and then still blink out. There's no mobility there.
How do you make that call? How do you see that and make that decision?
Yeah, I mean, he is one of the most confident Protoss players with these sorts of maneuvers. And, you know, as much as people, we were talking about some of them disrespect his skill, he has some of the best micro and the best judgment of these sorts of fights out of anyone in the entire world. He really is so good at judging it. And he's got a lot more Stalkers now. He's up 12 workers in the midst of all this. Wow. I mean, he could even take a fourth, add charge. He's taking gases on his third. Like, he is in such a good spot as Haas. And this is, yeah, from what looked like a blink all-in that wasn't going to find damage, swapped into probes. He managed to find a good trade with the Stalkers without going all-in. And he's opened up a transition, and now follow-up blink attacks are finding so much.
Yeah, he's killing the Archons here. The fourth is, or rather the third of Nice is still in a lot of trouble. He's losing these really expensive units. Haas is losing some Stalkers, sure, but killing Archons, I mean, that's hundreds of gas down the toilet there for Nice. And the Immortal, that's another 100 gas picked off. Tons of minerals, and there it is. Nice, just bled dry by Haas there on straight-up Blink Stalker.
That was perfect play there from Haas in the follow-up. And I really felt like, man, that blink attack being scouted, it's really tough, but there is something about the inflexibility of shield batteries that we learn. Every time we see a player like Haas, is like, okay, like I can't kill you, but those shield batteries do not help you later. So in a way, forcing you to build 3-4 shield batteries on your natural, it's 300 or 400 minerals of damage. It's killing a Nexus, as long as I don't fight into those later on, right? It doesn't help you in any other way. It's not economy, it's not mobile army. And the way he just found that blink angle into the main anyway, was really well done.
Yeah, absolutely. Things started a little bit awkward there at the start of the game. But Haas getting the blink in the main base. I think, what was this? It was 8 probes and he killed the Void Rays, right? So,
I think he gets like 10 in the end as well. And he gets the Stalker here. Watch this Stalker focus. Like, so nice. So nicely done. And he gets 5 Stalkers out. So he commits about maybe 11 Stalkers, 6 Stalkers for 2 Void Rays, a Stalker, and 10 probes. It was a really good probe. It got him back in the game. He defended that Oracle constantly. There were multiple times Haas pulled his Stalkers all across the map, but he'd always warp in the moment that Oracle came in. And then this dive, like, yeah, as you said, how do you have the confidence to do it? I would never even consider blinking on that. But Haas, he is a much wiser, smarter, and crazier man than both of us.
Yeah, like in StarCraft 2, one of the most impressive things to me is at the highest level of StarCraft 2 when people can make decisions within milliseconds. Like, it's not seconds. They don't sit there and scratch their chin and think about it. It is milliseconds. They look at a situation and go, okay, go. I've got this. Like, they do the math in their brain. The equations go through. The matrix code comes in front of them, and they see it. They make the decision within milliseconds. That's why, you know, I was always so impressed by, you know, Cyril and Rain and that sort of thing, where they would dedicate the entire army to a fight, where I'm like, whoa, hang on. I need to look at this army a little bit longer and see if I'm going to win this. I don't know about that, but they just know. They just know. And Haas, another great example of that, of just looking at there and going, oh, yeah, I got this. Go. Like, just goes in immediately. And,
it's incredible. Yeah. It's such a great skill, isn't it? Because it literally is instant. There's almost no processing time. And I think a lot of it is like, it's like in chess when you see grandmasters play speed chess and they're just like, because it's just pattern recognition, right? And it's kind of the same in StarCraft, where these pros have devoted such time when they lose a fight because they blink in and they lose all their Stalkers there. You know, Haas has spent minutes poring over that replay and memorizing exactly what made the situation not work, right? And he's ground it deep into his brain to the point where he's like, one more Immortal? No. This account of Immortal Void Ray? Like, yes. Like, you know, and he makes that just instantly recognize it. It's so well done, man. I love it.
An incredibly cool moment, and that does mean that already the grand final is tied up, and we got a best of 5 from here on out. So the map advantage from Nice has been taken away from Haas, and we got ourselves a series, ladies and gentlemen. But we are going to take a short break. When we return, though, game number 3 between Haas and Nice. Don't go away. We'll see you then. G'day, StarCraft fans, and welcome back to the grand final of Taiwan. Nice and Haas, two bulls of the region, locking horns to see who is going to be the champion. Haas wants that throne back, pig, and he came swinging there for our first broadcaster game. It was game 2 in the series, though, is to remind you guys, Nice has the 1-0 lead after winning the winner's bracket, which is only fair because everyone else has had a second life in this tournament, and he hasn't lost the series yet, so he's got to get something for his trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's played so well so far, but I love that we see a return to Haas in his natural element here, trying to mix what appears to be expansions with aggression, with it's being scouted back into economy, into more aggression, into more economy. It's this smooth, fluid kind of swapping between modes, which I wanted to see from Bud always against Haas, and he just wasn't able to carry it past a certain point. He always had kind of a hard limit on, you know, not being allowed to probe the third or build a forge, seemed to be just out of Bud always skill sets, whereas we see Haas here has such range as a player, and he uses that excellently to tie up the series 1-1 there against Nice and even it out. That is definitely a situation Nice has been in before, just trailing in the workers, getting turtled up. He tries to take safety precautions and he ends up behind because this man is so hard to read. In the top left, he's taken the map there to tie it up. It's now a best of 5. This is Haas.
And in the bottom right here, the winner's bracket champion representing Alpha X. He is Nice. Nice.
So Nice scouting, Haas is not.
All right.
Maybe
or at least he's taking his time with it.
Yeah. 2-gate opening here for Haas, so just assuming that he doesn't have to deal with anything. He sends his probe down to make it look like he is going to go for the Nexus, but then does change directions.
Switches trajectories there. I think Nice sees the gas mining here and he's like, okay, expand.
Yeah, not too many workers on gas just yet. Now, Nice has also gone a second gateway a little later.
Hello?
But, ooh.
Is this the proxy that's not a proxy? Just to try and put the fear of God into Nice here?
Yeah, quite potentially. It could also be a Stargate or something, but, you know, it's much harder for your opponent to snipe there or to scout because it's in such a far away position. It's low priority proxy location, so it's the unscoutable proxy in many regards. Definitely much sneakier movement there from him. And it is tied up 1-1 for each of these players in the series, and definitely think Haas is usually the aggressor here. See how it's going to go as they both open with 2 Stalkers.
Definitely was the aggressor there in the game on Lightshade. The Blink Stalker attack, the proxy gateway. Which initially it seemed like Nice had handled.
Yeah.
But ended up playing a big factor into Haas's win towards the end there. Just getting that big ball of Stalkers up, and also the fights at that pylon also kind of went Haas's way in a weird way too.
Okay, so the probe comes on in, is like, hey, what's going on here? Sentry's coming out now for Haas, so yeah, definitely the fake expand, fake proxy, as you pointed out. And look at this, Nice is biting the bait. His probe scout's going down. Now he's scouring the entire map. He's got, I think, an adept and a probe, or maybe even 2 probes on the map, looking everywhere for what's going on. And he's going a robo on a 3rd gate.
His probe's position is like, yeah.
Oh, no.
And Nice is freaking the hell out, man. He's like scouring everything. It's just mainly the 1 probe, though. And he's about... Oh, no. Change trajectory. All right.
I think he's got an adept in the bottom, or Stalker. Okay, Stalker as well. But, I mean, he's basically just going to do an all-in. He kind of has to now. Nice is committed really hard to it. The Stalker's cleaned that up. There's already a shield battery at the natural for Haas, and he's got a robo of his own. So, thing is, he can get his own Immortal out, and I feel like if you got your own Immortal and then you build your own Prism, yeah, it's going to be a little later, but I think it's still in time. So, Nice is kind of doing a Bud Always classic, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, can Haas get his
the
probe
old
in?
3-gate robo.
Oh, his probe's going to get past. Doesn't get caught by the Stalkers. And when he sees that natural, he's probably just going to cut probes and purely focus on defense.
Oh, he's got that 1 shield battery, keeping that Stalker alive, keeping the Sentry alive as well. So a good start in this engagement for Haas. Another shield battery's about to finish as well. And he's
losing a lot of
way to
energy
dump
for
those
no
chronos.
reason. He's getting bullied by a smaller unit number. Haas should just be fighting this. He should be even going out and fighting this.
Whoa.
I mean, he's got a lot of force fields. This is so dangerous for Nice. He could get trapped.
He's going to have that prism shortly.
Oh,
Oh, double pylon block on the natural.
Haas says, what's that? You want to expand, buddy? Nuh-uh. Goes back to probing in the midst of this. Wow, Haas, brave boy here.
Yeah. He's like, no, you're going to roll him in me. Keep all in me.
Oh, the Immortal.
Uh-oh, Immortal, Immortal.
It's ready. Immortal does pretty okay versus 4 Stalkers, especially with a bit of starter step. Obviously, you know, Prism's pretty sick. You can't dodge an Immortal shot. And look at that.
Yeah, that Immortal.
This is not good for Nice. He
Oh
ends
my
up
God.
losing so many hit points and a Stalker. And he's on top of him. Nice starts the Nexus, but it's basically a fake. Haas does need to keep investing in safety. He's making Adepts for the counter attack. That's going to force him all in. I would like to see a battery in the main base for Haas, just to kind of back him up a little. He's going a bit too far down the probes and the tech. I think Haas might be underestimating this follow-up. He's moving out on the map right now. Haas, go home.
Oh, he's rethinking it. He's pulling back.
Yeah, okay. Haas is getting way too cocky right now. He's got to chill for a moment and just make... He should just be warping in units right now, because Nice is going to have to do some sort of attack. That being said, these Adepts should be going in any moment now. Haas has forgotten about him.
Yeah. That was the plan, to get the 2 Adepts to... Here we go. That's not where the main is.
Oh, he's walled himself in, has he?
Ah, okay.
Okay,
So he clicked on the main, but it was walled off, so the Adepts were just like, I go between these minerals, right?
Yep. Blink is on the way, so Haas is up 16 workers. He is in an unlosable situation right now. This is such an advantage. If Nice can win from here, then by golly, like it is an incredible comeback. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh no.
I'm in. Like the planet.
Nice warp in to block the close access route. Has a little bit of misfire there, but he still will get quite a few of these probes.
And he's already ahead 20.
Yeah, adding insult to injury, really, on the work account, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nice, and a spot of bother here, to say the least. Economically, this is putting a ton of pressure on him. He's getting his arm twisted behind his back, and he has to do something with what he's got. But,
yeah,
you know, if Haas just chills at home, I actually feel like Nice doesn't really have a play. You know what I mean? If Haas moves out and takes a really bad fight somehow, that's how Nice wins.
It's kind of funny because, like, even if Haas moves out, I'm like, I think he'd still win that fight, man.
Yeah, true. He's got a lot more Immortals.
I think he can attack and expand, and it's like Nice will still need really great force fields or something. It's a hard ass. Nice.
Ooh, and he's supply blocked on 70. It's a huge supply block for Nice.
It's kind of crazy because it was just a fake pylon. That's all it was in the early game. Fake pylon. As you said, he wasn't mining that much gas, but just hides the 3rd pylon, and Nice kind of freaks out here. I mean, I think Nice, you should not be opening 2 Stalkers against Haas. If you're going to react this hard, I mean, you've got to be going double Adept or a Sentry, so you get a hallucination, or your Adepts can scout and check if they're expanding. Because to not realize your opponent's expanded for this long, and then to just not be able to break in at all, this was a very, very bad opening for Nice.
Yeah, he's definitely against the ropes here. Fighting uphill against Haas, who's got the stronger army, the stronger economy, the stronger everything. Nice, heading towards potential comeback tools, rather, in the Disruptor. I don't think the comeback has a ton of potential, but going towards Disruptors is definitely a way to try and hold on. But it's going to be a little too late, as Haas is already on the front door. He's got the Colossus here for high ground vision. And it is go time for Haas with these 3 Immortals, all this force field energy as well. Oh, man.
Okay. Nice blink backs from Haas. He's got a 3rd up, remember, so he does not need to push in here, but he's like, hey, well, I can just contain you, start picking away at units. He's going to start popping those units out with his force fields, trying to force them out into the open. His Prism's a little far back, though, so that 1 Immortal out front, I think, might go down, but he's blinking forward. He doesn't even care. He takes out that battery overcharge, and nice. Losing the 2nd map in a row.
Oh, and I saw a smirk there from Haas. Normally Haas is pretty, I guess, he doesn't show emotion on the face when he's been playing in any of these series so far. But I think he's pretty happy to have won 2 in a row against Nice, who's been giving him a lot of trouble lately. You know what I mean? Yeah. You see what I'm saying, Pig? I think he's starting to feel pretty good about this series.
He is. I think he is. I mean, there was 1 or 2 little smiles or a little nod to himself in the Butterways games, but definitely I think these ones, it's a good way to start a series. There's a bit of momentum now. He's tricking his opponent. He's playing mind games with him. I mean, and the thing is, it's so good, right? Because Haas, oh, look how cheesy he is. Yeah, well, his cheese here, his mind game, his trick is doing one pylon outside of his base, denying scouting and playing a good macro game. That's all this is, right? You know, Haas really is a wide-skilled player. He has a wide-ranging set of skills. He can change it up to trick his opponent, and that's what makes him so dangerous. He's not a one-trick pony at all.
Not at all. And this was the death blow here from Haas, just having a way too much firepower. And he's out of range of the warp prism. He's like, sure, I'm going to lose a couple of mortals here. It's not clean, but I know I've won anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, you'll notice in that camera shot of Nice, you can see the early stages of soul extraction. It's not something that anybody enjoys going through. You could see him kind of mumbling to himself and looking a little grumpy. So he's really got to kind of find a way to stop this mid-Haas ripping his soul out through his chest and leaving him an empty husk of a human.
He needs to get away from the... Like, Haas is the Dementor here, man. He needs to Expecto Patronum in game number 4, or it's going to get very, very rough for him. We're going to actually see the horrifying side of a man getting his soul extracted through his face into the body of another creature, which is going to be, honestly, not a pleasant sight at all.
No, that's one of the most horrifying things someone could witness, and we as StarCraft casters, seeing someone's passion taken from them like that, that would be terrible. If there was a Patronus for Nice, what unit would that be? I'm trying to think, and you know, I'm not 100% sure if there's just one unit that really would be his guardian angel, his protector. But I think with how the series has started, I think it'll be a sentry. I think just a little hallucinated Phoenix. See everything that's going on. You know, I think that might be what we see in the next game.
All right. Well, we're just going to get the lobby reset here, and then we'll get into the next game. So not too much further along here. The hard thing for me is not only the Patronus for Nice, but the Patronus for But Always. Oh no, wait, that's easy. It's the Void Ray. you take into account all of But Always' earlier games, especially the series against Rex. It's the Void Ray. Yeah.
Perhaps it's Dark Templar, I would assume, right? It's just a miniature version of him, a dude with a cloak and a scythe that is kind of wandering around in the shadows, sneaking up on people and taking away their work is when they're not looking.
It's got he's got the same hair as Haas, the same glasses. Wearing the mask, of course, you know, for safety and also for edginess. Oh, yes. And then the scythe and a poster tube on his back filled with anime posters. That's what I picture the Haas DT to be like. In the post-apocalyptic scenario, he's got to keep his waifus with him on his back. Dude, he's a Dark Templar. He is he is a nomad. He's got nowhere to live. He goes from dark shrine to dark shrine, map to map, planet to planet, galaxy to galaxy. And wherever he goes, he needs to set up those posters. Otherwise, it's not home. It's his family he's taking with him, Pig. Have some respect.
Hey, you've got to set up your rituals as a player, right? For some, it's a lucky rabbit's foot. They kind of kiss before the match or something like that.
Yeah, lucky pair of underwear, something like that.
Yeah, everyone's got their little rituals. Those things that kind of let you find your comfort at a tournament on the other side of the world, you know, playing in the middle of the night to hit some international time zone or this or that. So you've got to be able to, find a way to bring home to that setting, bring your comfort zone out there abroad. And so far, he's doing pretty damn good in this tournament.
There used to be players like yourself and, of course, like Euthermal, who would have like a plush toy as a good luck charm when you're playing. I wonder if after, you know, when everything opens up again and we're having lands again, how many people are going to have some things from their room at those lands? You know what I mean? Like, obviously with Haas, it's the toys and the posters. I wonder if he brings them up and he sets them around his booth. I think that would be amazing. I want to live in that world, Pig. In the bottom left, from Alpha X, yet to win a map in the series apart from the one that he was given by default. This is nice.
Having a tough time of it so far. That is because of the man in the top right in the red. The Protoss Beast. He wants his crown back. He says, "Get out of here, usurper." Tass.
That's right. I will crush your Yabellin with my fists.
Going to be the one gate expand war to start things off. Now, Nice comes in real early to block. I don't think Haas has sent a probe out just yet. Oh, he has. There it is. I'm blind. Never mind.
It's actually, to be fair, really hard to see on the minimap.
It is, yeah. We're not actually in game as well, so it's a little smaller for us and so on. But
yeah,
don't want to be lagging it. But the preview screen is definitely giving some
also
some good info there. And thankfully, Insano is just a god of observers. So anytime I miss something, he shows it. Like even if I don't mention it a second later.
And I'm going to out myself. I have never had anything above a 1080p monitor. I know that's terrible. Everyone's got their, 4K monitors and, 1440 resolution, that sort of thing. But I have never had it. It's always been 1080 for me.
Man.
In fact, I was one of those guys that was like super late to getting the higher refresh rate monitors as well. Like everyone had their 120, 144 hertz monitors,
yeah.
and I was on the 60 hertz monitor for so long. I'm like, what's the big deal, man? What's the big deal? And then I went to a LAN like 2 years ago and saw one. I'm like, oh my god, this is so much better.
So much better. I only started using one last year because it was hard to set up with my TPC stream setup. So even when I had one, I wasn't using it for a while. I was like still using it on 60 hertz. I was like, Ree. But anyways, so, the game is evolving. Stargates on both sides. Got to get that wall off to block each other's adepts. But for now, of course. Oh, interesting. And Haas is just going to trap this zealot inside and say, you're mine.
Welcome to my parlor.
Oh, he's going to lose a probe. Doesn't want to lose two. And the enemy probe comes in as well. What a Chad. Damn.
All right. And the Adept of Nice still threatening the front here.
Oh.
Haas has been chasing these things around. He can dance all day.
Phoenix versus Oracle. Usually going to be pretty good if you can find the Oracle, but it is a bit of an if. Nexus finishes faster for Haas, but Nice has a couple more probes anyway, so not a big difference. And it looks like it's just going to be one Oracle straight into Blink. Pretty standard macro play from Nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of it. But I would definitely rather be the guy with the Phoenix, though.
Well, it takes a long time to kill an Oracle, so if that just kills even 4 or 5 probes before it goes down, I think it kind of pays for itself. Where is the Phoenix right now?
Oh, man. Oh, that main.
Where is the Phoenix? He canceled his Phoenix, didn't he? He canceled it and started it. No, he sent it across the map. What? Oh,
mini-map again.
No.
Oh, 9 probes is absolutely catastrophic. There is no excuse for this. I mean, apart from the fact that your Phoenix is just not in position, I guess. That's not an excuse. But the 10 probes losing to 1 Oracle, absolutely devastating damage here for Nice.
And he doesn't hunt it down? Oh, no. Oh,
I mean,
what?
That was the one caveat is that I thought at least this Oracle's is dead. But it's not. It's going to the left side of the map. He's bamboozling these Phoenixes here. They're still hunting for it.
Yeah, he can literally fly that right back in and just start killing probes. Oh, Haas, he's in so much trouble. This Adept has just been distracting him way too much. Way too much. The Oracle comes in round 2. Oh, what's the bet? He recalls that and doesn't even lose it. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, look at this. He's not going to even lose it, Maynard. It says, see ya. See ya.
Incredible. That Oracle's got 16 kills. 16.
No.
Oh, it's got 15, actually. The Adept got 1.
Oh my lord. Well, this game is all but over already, I would say. I mean, Haas is doing a great job of chronoing his probes to get back in it, and he moves immediately out the left side of the map with some units. His Phoenix are trying to scout, trying to pick up a few probes. He says, I can equalize. And I'm surprised the worker difference is as small as it is. You know, only 7 workers right now, but it's still a huge problem for Haas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very nice.
Cool play, cool play. All right, he lifts up the door and gets the Adepts in.
Oh,
and this is great and all. But isn't enough worker damage for it to be worth these Adepts? I mean, Haas doesn't really have the freedom to throw away too many units. I would say in the end that's pretty good, except these Phoenixes, get them out of it. Loses 1.
Oh. He's still so outnumbered. He closes the worker gap, but he doesn't have any army. He's trying to make Immortals great defensive units. He sends an Oracle across, another layer of just desperate harassment damage, but he's just got nothing at home.
Well, the Oracle comes in and says, forget Stasis Ward, I can get kills here, which is way better than having them frozen.
Yep.
4 more probes go down.
Oh,
this
man.
is it, Pig.
That is going to be it. The Immortal will come out, but it doesn't have no healing. And the Oracle of Haas, I don't know if that did anything. I think it got taken out. Nice.
Ooh. All right.
It up.
Damn, that was one of those games of StarCraft where just like, we don't have a whole lot to say here. This is just a, you know, nice kind of already winning by killing 10 probes with the first Oracle, and Haas just being out of position. And Haas is like, you know, he looks down and there's spaghetti falling out of his pockets, and he's like, what just happened? I had this series in the bag. It was going so well. Everything was going so well. Every plan that I had worked, and he got me. He got me. He's looking at the knife wound he sighted, like, oh my god, when did that happen? Jeez.
Little too fancy there. No shield battery in the main. The first Phoenix going across the map. You got to keep that Phoenix at home. I mean, you're doing identical builds. Haas was not scouting that much. Phoenix was trying to scout on the other side of the map and hoping he could see what was going on, but yeah, he just
this
played
is brutal for Haas to let it
there.
go, though.
Yeah,
that Oracle comes back and gets like 10 more kills.
Yep. It gets another 6 there or 5 there, recalls, and then immediately comes back in 1 minute later for even more. And I mean, he was doing a great job of chronoing probes. Like he understood the urgency he had to rebuild his economy. And he's doing like Phoenix harass, Adept harass, Oracle. Like, you know, this is what you do when you're behind. You basically commit all your army to harassment while trying to probe up really hard behind it. But then I still found the Oracle in round 3. The Stalkers come in and say, well, you know what? We're not going to turn around for that one Oracle that's flying in and dying right now. We are just going to blink in and take you out.
And these are the games that people use as a source for the argument that when they're like, this is why I'm favored against Haas. So this is why I believe Haas is no good. Because occasionally Haas has games like that, where he makes some pretty unforgivable errors. But then you get that game like on Lightshade, where he looks like the smartest person on the entire planet, like an absolute savant. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot in the middle.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, I also think that Haas, it was like, you have seen I am building Phoenix. Therefore, you either will not build Oracle, or your Oracle will be like hiding in a corner of the map. So he's like, well, I can scout you, confirm what's going on, and then react, right? Because you wouldn't just fly your Oracle into my main when you know I'm building Phoenix, right? And yeah. How, you know, Nice is like, let's give it a go. And you know what? I mean, the Phoenix doesn't do the same damage it used to the Oracle. It is no longer light. It has an armor tag. It has had for quite a while now, which means Stalkers kill it a lot faster, but Phoenix take very long to take it down.
That they do. Since that armor tag, since ages ago they've had that, the Phoenixes just really don't have a ton of utility against the Oracle, or rather they have utility, but it just takes a little bit too long. You see that Nice was starting to get zapped out at Phoenixes and still had the window to recall and lose very little hit points. So it was a really just unfortunate game for Haas. Just didn't work out for him, and it didn't get better. It just kept going worse and worse and worse. And he's like, all right, you know what? We throw that game away. GG. We're tied up 2 apiece. The scoreboard is completely tied. Let's go on to game 5. Start with a new Nexus and 12 new probes.
Well, I can't wait to see what happens in the next one, as Nice kind of calls his bluff there. He's like, hey, okay, yep, you think I won't dive in? I will. Gets massive damage. Gets a very clean and simple victory. I cannot remember what the next map was, but we're about to find out, as we've already heard those countdown sounds that always get me so giddy and excited. Nice, no doubt, shaking a bit of the frustration off with that last win. I think an important moment. He could not let Haas get any more momentum in this series, and it's 2-2, best of 7. It is essentially a fresh best of 3. It becomes much more down to the wire. Every map is a huge difference, and we are going to be going into 2,000 atmospheres.
All right. On the top right here, winning the first 2 games in the series, this is Haas.
The Alpha of Taiwan in recent days, representing Alpha X. It's Nice.
Hell yeah. I've been looking forward to this series all night, man. I had a feeling that the Nice versus Haas all but always would be a fun series. And it has been fun. Last game was, you know, not great. But the first 2 games, they were pretty fantastic. Some expert players from both sides.
Interestingly, Nice is going to be taking up the 1-gate side again, while Haas is going for the 2-gate and immediately heading down the left of the map. Corner base, Maynard?
Pig. You gotta let that candle burn out, man.
Never. The most hidden pylon. Okay, so he tricked him out so well on Romanticide, right? With a super hidden pylon.
Yeah,
so I guess he's just doing that
completely
again.
broke Nice. That completely broke Nice's brain on Romanticide because he didn't find the pylon.
Unfortunately, Nice is already going for an expansion. So this looks way better for Nice, in my opinion. Because to me, it feels like Haas is like, yep, just going to expand and do normal things. I think he's going to be really surprised when he sees this wall off. And he's scouting it so late, he can't react with a straight-up cheese.
You're quite right. And that pylon's not for proxying anything like that. The probe immediately left after dropping it.
Oh, getting chased is Haas probe. Can't really proxy with that one. Two stalkers on the way, as well as a third pylon. He builds a pylon in the wall to spot what comes out of the gateway, I guess. He's not going to build shield batteries to that pylon, is he?
I don't think so. That would be quite insane. Like, what benefits from that? He doesn't have any units yet.
Yeah, I know. It's like, it's a bit early, right? Stalkers are coming out across the map. I mean, it's because it's only one gate. That's why I'm like, well, maybe. Stargate does go down here for Nice. It's not the fastest Stargate, but it's reasonably well timed, considering he's built an Adept already and a shield battery. Ooh, Adept does get trapped here a little bit. He's going to try and shade out, but he's going to get very weak.
Yeah, Adept. Oh, one more shot. Ooh, she just survives.
Proxy pylon on the front. Haas going for Blink.
This is a real one. Yep. This is the real one.
It's going to make a sentry. If he makes a sentry, I can get behind this. As long as Haas starts a sentry, yeah. Because he needs to see the high ground. Because otherwise, Blink is just trying to break an emplacement of Battery Void Ray. And the thing is, I already doubt this from working because look at this. I mean, Nice sees no expand. Is like, okay. And it's just going to be like making batteries, void rays. A forge even goes down, which will really entrench the position. At the same time, that means even more so going to be immobile. So if those stalkers can get up on the high ground, pick off the void rays on their own, there is always a chance there. But I'd love to see a sentry warp in relatively early.
Yeah, Nice has scouted the all-in here from Haas. And, I mean, he scouted it beforehand, really just seeing the pylon wall off. You know what this is. You see the stalkers at your front door, so there is no such thing as overcommitting to the defense here. The cyber core is a little exposed, so potentially could lose making stalkers if he starts to get pushed back closer to his nexus. Nice building all of his static defense really far forward against his wall in here. And you kind of need it. Yeah, I like this high ground pylon as well because Haas, the follow-up here is going to try and get into the main past the wall in. So you need the pylon there for a shield battery as well, so the Void Ray can cover that ramp, that top ramp of the main base. Yeah,
well, there's still no sentry for Haas, so he has no way of doing that. It looks like he's just going to build batteries outside the natural and try to do micros. And micros are very good, Maynard, but when cannons come in, they just do very good damage. It doesn't matter how good you are at clicking your micro blinky buttons, you're going to be in trouble. It's hard. It's very difficult to do. So, yeah, he's kind of threatening to... Wait.
Oh, my God.
He uses the Adept!
Yeah, the Adept Shade with his high ground vision, and Haas is inside the main of Nice. He is still up against two Void Rays, though. Knocks down the one that isn't prismatically aligned. A fresh one coming from the Stargate. And Haas
is slow on the focus fire
to pieces.
Yeah, a bit slow on the focus fire initially. It was a cute idea from Haas. I was like, no way, using the Adept Shade. I never thought of it. It's so unreliable because they could wall you out, but I get it. I see why it works. Now, though, he is fighting out front of the base. He's actually focus firing really well. Nice. Does not have battery overcharge. He should not be fighting out here. Why is he fighting out here?
I think after he got that cleanup in the main, he was starting to get confident. He's going, yes, I have the bigger army now. And he's like, wait, but Haas has more production. Nice. You're not out of the woods yet, mate.
Yeah, I'd like to see another Adept warp in and another one of those. Obviously, picking off the Cyber Core would be great here. These cannons are a little far back for Nice.
Or Cyber Core.
Cyber Core, yeah.
Losing that means you can only warp in slow Zealots and Void Rays, and that's not what you want here. Yeah, that's going down.
He could battery overcharge and like heal it up, right? And it'll make it literally take so long for Haas to kill it. Nice is up for workers right now. He's building a second Void Ray. Oh, battery is going to go down at the front there.
Pig, I kind of think Nice is dead. There's a lot here from Haas. He's like nearly doubled the army supply.
Right? You just one-shot the Void Rays at a certain point?
We've seen those decisive blinks from Haas. He knows. He can do the math in his brain. I was going to go for the main again.
Don't know. Is this one going to time out?
He's going in.
Yes, it will. There is a cannon and a battery there, though. He's like, oh, wait a second. Because if you use your blink forward, yeah, you would actually get hammered there. So I really think you got to take into account how many cannons there are. Cannons plus battery overcharge, that is a problem. Can Haas potentially win? Yes, but it's going to need really good blink control for him. Of course, there's just not that many units for Nice right now. Nice is hanging on by a thread. He's got to keep his Void Rays there covering the cannons, but cannot let them get exposed out front of the cannon. So it's this dance of saying, hey, if you click on the cannons and pylons, I'll kill you with my Void Rays. If you click on my Void Rays, they'll get back quickly and the cannons will cover them. It's a very complicated dance for both sides.
It certainly is. Balanced on a razor's edge here. Haas once again sending the Adept, threatening this play one more time.
It's not going to go for it. Oh, he goes for it.
Oh my god. He's in.
Whoa, he goes in.
Huge pro pull.
Oh my god, but the Void Ray damage is too much. It's too much damage. I think Haas can't break him. I don't know if he can do this. He's going to pull away from the battery, though. Away from the battery. He's going to pounce.
Oh, he's going for it. This shield battery still in range of these Void Rays. No overcharge. This one is prismatically aligned. It nearly goes down. Gets juiced up at the end. Ah, that was the overextension that Nice needed, I think.
Yeah, now Nice has an almost the same size army, but this army of Haas is very wounded. I mean, Haas is up a few workers, but Haas is... Yeah, he's got to expand now. Okay. He realizes he can't win with this. I actually kind of really wished he stayed on those Stalkers and then just expanded already. I wish he expanded and then just hovered and just kept picking at the front. Ooh, wow.
Oh my
Stalker
god.
for a Void Ray. I'll take that trade any day, Maynard.
Hell yeah. Damn, dude. Almost a 2-for-1. The cannons here are just so impossible for Haas. Like, him poking the cannons is, like, not real. He knows he's not going to make progress here. The real play is to try and catch a Void Ray that's overextended. You know, going for the pylon here, I guess, is something, but there's still a lot more power in these cannons still, and the shield batteries. Nice is overcharged, is off cooldown again.
Nexus starts. All right, Haas with the 8-minute 55 expo. He's already long distance mining. And I honestly think he should just probably build some probes as well to get on that. I mean, Nice is stuck on 24 workers. He's not really building many probes at all. Every now and then he squeezes some out, but he's still worried. I think soon Nice should realize he can't really die and just go full probe production and chrono them as well. And I think he might have realized that now.
Cybercore got remade, right?
Yes, yeah. There's one up in the main.
Okay. So I'm looking at this national line. Something's missing.
Ooh, Stalker's trying to get the focus fire down. Yeah, the Cybercore might actually just be to the south of our screen. I'm not 100% sure, but it's somewhere. He's definitely made a few. Yeah. Okay, so up a couple workers. You've got Blink Tech. He doesn't. Once again, Haas, Blink all in, gets scouted, gets kind of half crushed almost looking, and then he's ahead because he's very good with Blink Micro and he just keeps picking units off, and yeah, he's in a great spot, I think, now.
Mm-hmm. He's containing Nice. Like, the Void Rays would love to go across the map and do something here. He would love to kill all these Stalkers, but he can't yet. He doesn't have enough.
Oh,
ooh,
what a chat at depth. Finds the sentry out in the open. Very well done. You can send other Stalkers out to intercept it, but he will miss it. And that could do some damage. House has got to be careful. That Adept is coming.
Nice is starting to get big enough to be able to actually bully back these Stalkers of House.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Adept returns.
Yeah, he needs more to really threaten the one-shot on the Void Rays. So, I mean, now the Adept goes down. It only gets one probe. That's okay. The Sentry, of course, was a big bummer. But Haas has great Guardian Shield, Force Fields, Hallucinations for scouting. He's still up one worker. And the thing is, this is the sort of game where if you guys get to like 40, 45 workers, a third base is so useful because your main is like half mined out, and in a few minutes it'll be full mined out. Like, you know, you guys bases are going to mine out, and Nice Natural will actually mine out a lot quicker than Haas as well. So keep your eyes on that. There's one Stalker goes down for Haas, but he gets a few Zealots in return. Oracle being built. Ooh, the random later in the game surprise Oracle. So, I mean, that's safety against DTs. Wait, what is in the back of the base? Is that just... Oh, a hallucination of Haas, I think, saw the Oracle come out. He sees it and follows it. So no longer a surprise Oracle.
Charge starts for Haas. Committing to the stronger ground army here. His gateways, I mean, they're in threaten of being killed by Nice. Obviously, he moves out the front of his third. He's going to see that pretty quickly. Yeah, there it is. Easy pick off.
Yeah, that's a bummer for Haas. He does. I forgot about that production. Oh, he takes a corner base, Maynard. Haas, yes! You wizard. Yes, this is very good because his whole thing is usually based off scaring Nice and saying, hey, you know, I might be all-inning you. Watch out, watch out. I do want to see him get a few more stalkers on the front and really scare him, but ooh.
Oh, man. This is Ward catching Haas here. Like, oh, I caught me a big one.
Dude, that's a lot of Void Rays. Holy shit, that's a lot of Void Rays.
Yeah, I mean, Haas kind of needs to keep making stalkers here. Because those Voids, they will light him up. Would be, if you can have 1 or 2 Archons in a fight, they will tank so well versus the Voids. So, obviously that tech would be amazing. I mean, this many Void Rays, the problem is if you waste Prismatic Alignment, they're really bad for like the next 40 seconds so they can use it again. That's something you've really got to worry about. Quite right. Now, the Nice had the faster trigger on the third base here. Nahas is actually going for a 4th. Yeah, right here. It's just to fake him out because otherwise he'll know that you have a corner base. So that's actually like this thing where it looks like you're behind on economy. So this now encourages Nice to sit back. Meanwhile, Haas way ahead on upgrades and he can continue that. He's still going to be active with Blink Stalkers. So it's hard for Nice to get a full feel for what's going on in the game. Oh, that Zealot going scouting for proxies. Hopefully he doesn't go to the corner. House is going to come on in, look for maybe some probe kills on the third. All the Voids are still there. Yeah, that Zealot's about to get the... going to find the jig and see that it is indeed up. Oh. Yeah, he's so good. Oh, no, he finds it. I mean, that kind of tells you a story, but you don't know for sure. Yeah, you don't know because those Stalkers might have been left over from earlier when there was that stasis ward, right? Yeah, or it's like a little squad coming in to harass probes or something like that. But Hallucination goes out immediately. He's like, double check that corner. Why are they denying that? And he's going Disruptors. So Haas is now going 2-star Phoenix to counter the Disruptors. Dude, this is so technical at this point with how they're trying to counter each other and surprise each other. It's actually really cool. So we're going to see lots of Disruptors. Phoenix trying to pick the Disruptors up and disable their shots. The Void Ray is very good for killing Stalkers. He's going to add Colossus, which aren't as weak to Phoenix, not as counterable. They're just very good for shaving off units from afar. The problem I have with Haas is where's his like kind of generic ground army that will win a fight? At the moment, it's just Blink Stalkers and 3-star... Oh, is he going to just make Mass Phoenix? He's going to go Mass Phoenix, Maynard. Or make his own Void Rays. I think Mass Phoenix is better. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's going to get a Robo. Yep, get your Colossus, mate. Well worth losing a Stalker for that. Damn. One of the Robos goes down. That's sick. So if he surprises them with Phoenix, they will kill the Void Rays, disable the Phoenix, and they'll be able to kill the Colossus as well. So for someone who's doing a really late Twilight play, this is so good as a way of countering them. And Nice finally doing something about the corner base that he scouted a little while ago. And not watching the Oracle for a bit. Takes a fair bit of damage on it, and that's dead. Yep. The Haas is actually up 9 workers right now. He's still up an upgrade, but +2 does start up for Nice. Nice has his own 4th on the way. He's building a 2nd and 3rd Robo to replace the one that got sniped. So 3 Phoenix on the way, Templar Archives. Haas will be able to go Zealot Archon on the ground as kind of a support, right? If there's anything the Phoenix can't take care of, he'll be able to build that. This is a really cool set of units, but even though Phoenix can kill Colossi, Colossi take a while to die to them. Like, they're very tanky. Especially, you can't engage them on overcharge. Like, I've seen like 15 Phoenix trying to kill a Colossus, getting battery overcharged. Doesn't work. It just sits there and tanks the whole thing. It does not care. So Phoenix are going to be good at fighting in the middle of the map. Good at picking off the other units, not so good against the Colossus. I do think if Nice turtles up, it's going to be hard for Haas to kill him. I agree with you. And Nice has actually got 3 Robos, by the way. It's a lot. He's only using 2 at the moment, but I swear he was making a Colossus and he made 2 more Robos just now, unless he cancelled one. Wants to build 3 Robos. Units. Wow. Yeah. I mean... If Phoenix ever gets cycled out, you can just swap into Disruptors, dude. 30 seconds later, bam, with some Chronos, you've got 6 Disruptors. Like, it gives you this flexibility to rebuild these power units so quickly. And the Robo itself is very cheap. It costs 150 minerals and 100 gas. It's so cheap compared to the units you build out of it, but it gives you that tech switch flexibility, you know? It's like building a Macro Hatcher Zerg. Mm. The Invisible Men are here, and Haas's army has actually got no detection. Wait, does he see that? Haas. Oh, I don't know if he sees that. Does he have cannons? He's got cannons. He doesn't have many.
He's got
this Nexus
some.
will be killed.
His natural's
no, he
wide
did not
open,
see
mate.
it. No, yep,
Dude, I think that might be his first robo just starting now.
Sar's dead.
Oh my god.
Well, maybe not. He's only lost 6 probes so far, pulling back to the cannon. The main doesn't have any probes to kill.
Oh.
He's got time to make an oracle.
This is getting so weird. There's a fleet beacon on the way. Like, Haas wants to go to the next step, but he just didn't build any insurance. Oh, this sometimes happens when you're doing these corner-based plays is you expect your opponent to just attack you. You're not investing in all these little insurance. You want to have a mobile army out there. But Nice said, you know what? I'm not going to take the bait. I'll let you keep that corner base. I'll play very patient. Mega Turtle, small tactical DT run by, ends up doing game-ending damage.
Yeah, these DTs have basically won Nice the econ war here, as Haas was ahead in that regard. He had that corner base, he had the 4th Nexus, he had a big probe lead, but that's all gone away now. Now that 21 probes have died, the DT also denied his +3 attack. So those Stalkers were going to have that upgrade advantage over Nice's ground army. And now it's equal upgrades. So that the DT, man, the great equalizer.
Making carriers, though, 3 at a time. If you can get 6 or so of those out, they definitely can change a fight. I just worry that the Zealot Stalker kind of has to base trade against this army. I don't know if you can fight that many Colossus Archon. I just think his army, blob versus blob, you just lose. I think this army is maybe a bit better for base trading as Haas. Mobile, hard-hitting. Definitely, you know, it can serve its own function. But I don't think fighting Fronton's the answer. I think he's got to get the heck out of there. Haas, if he takes this fight, he's going to get smashed.
Yeah, the Archons and the Void Ray count and this Colossus count. Oh my god, the army of Nice is insane right now. Haas just hiding, trying to take units down as he moves back away from Nice's army, closer to his infrastructure where he has some static defense, but really not that much. I think Haas did not expect Nice to have this much stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got to give up this base. He's just got to wait for more carriers and hope he can win with that. He's thinking about taking a fight, but there is no way he can engage that army.
Yeah, if he goes in, he's just going to get evaporated. The Interceptors are coming in for the carriers, trying to do their best, target firing down the Colossus as best as he can. But
he killed the observers.
Here.
He did kill the observers. DTs could come in potentially. Oh, he doesn't have a DT shrine. Oh no. Yeah, he's just getting absolutely wiped. Super one-sided fight. Nice just built a way more technical and better army. And Haas has to tap.
Oh my god. Nice.
Ooh.
Finds himself on match point here.
What a game. Oh, that was another game where Nice is just like, did I win? You know, he's sitting there, he's scarred. Like, think about that early game, dude. He's shaking, yeah. There's Blink Stalkers outside his base, blinking in his main, killing all his Void Rays. He got down to like 18 probes at one point. But he fights back, he hangs on. He finds the corner bases. He turtles like a god. He takes so many hits and just rebuilds and recovers. And he slowly builds a much better unit comp. Now, that 3-star Phoenix, I thought was going to be some next level big brain stuff. But he didn't keep committing to it. I wanted to see him like fly in with 30 Phoenix and just start killing all the pros. Like really do something crazy. In the end, the Phoenix just weren't worth anything. They didn't really achieve anything at all.
No. But good idea on paper. Obviously, you have utility against the Colossi. You have the ability to lift up Disruptors. It's a unit that has a lot of power in PvP sometimes, but Nice did everything right with his composition. He massaged that composition after this early game into something that Haas found unbeatable, even with a large econ advantage, but the DTs just took that advantage away from Haas. I actually thought that Haas was going to go mass Void Ray. I thought he was just going to get a lot of Void Rays, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't mind the air swap, but like the Phoenix just achieved nothing here is a problem. So I really would have liked to see, once he saw Colossi and Robobase, because he was scouting everything, I think if he just went his own Disruptors, I think it secures a transition into Skytoss. If you go your own Disruptors, start adding those cannons and batteries across your bases for insurance against run-bys, DTs. I mean, think about the way Nice is setting up that army. If you've just got 5 Disruptors, it's like you can zone him out, you can kind of push him back a little bit. It's hard for him to push in, and that's going to buy you more time to get your own carriers out, right? They clump up those Archons and Stalkers versus you. They're going to take big Disruptor shots. So I do think you got to play a bit of a different style. It felt like Haas got a bit too stuck on the most basic Gateway units and the most basic Stargate units.
Yeah, he had some good ideas. I actually, unironically liked the corner base play from Haas. It was very, very big brain. I was a big fan of that. But he didn't manage to do anything convincing with it. The triple Stargate ended up being the wrong call in the end. The Phoenix is not really being the right tool to do the job. And yeah, just having a giant ball of Stalkers against a guy that has Archons, Colossi, Disruptors, and a ton of Void Rays. That ain't it, unfortunately for Haas.
That ain't it.
That ain't it. And that isn't it nice? It's on match point right now, and we have just finished the countdown. And this potentially could be the last map in this grand final. But
could be.
Haas is not dead yet.
No, not at all. But this man wants to make it that way. We're going into Blackburn, and it's Alpha X. Nice. In the bottom right.
Nice putting the Alpha into Alpha X. And in the bottom left, the old King of Taiwan looking to try and take that throne back. He's got to win 2 in a row here. Can he do it? This is Haas.
In Haas' defense, I think he was really... There was a smart gamble he made in that last game. Why did he get stuck on gateway units? He took a corner base, and it got scouted. So he said, well, you're going to, at some point, try and, you know, move out and take advantage of it. You're gonna push out and punish the guy who's being greedier. So if I just make a giant low-tier army and make a bigger economy, when you do move out, I'll jump on you, mess your army up in the mid-game, and then I win the game. But Nice was like, nope. You keep your corner base, buddy. I am just going to sit in my corner. Like, I just played the most turtley style. Like, he got such a late twilight. He was building just like Robo, you know, just a handful of Stalkers, kept building Void Rays. The Void Rays were just to keep him alive. Slowly took a third, slowly made Immortals, Colossi, Disruptors. This was super turtley, and it denied Haas the opportunity for those mid-game units to find the fight they wanted. Now, I do think Haas should have been saying, okay, the table's turned. You've got too good an army. And he should have had half his Stalkers on one side of the map, half his Zealots on the other side, and just been ready to base trade. As soon as Nice moved out, he should not have been fighting front on, and he should have used these big run-bys, counter-attacks, sniping bases, diving in to, number one, fight your opponent not in one big ball where their power units are good, but also pick away at their economy and buy time for your carrier count to grow. So I think Haas there just needed to shift gears a little bit and realize what his army is good for and what it's not good for.
So... the low ground expands, fast expands, 1 gate expands for both players. And the block going down for Haas. Nice's Nexus quite a bit earlier here. And the Stargate getting scouted from Nice on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little later Stargate for Haas, but you get such a faster Nexus. Now, keep in mind the probing is better for Nice. So, even though the expansion's later, when he does get it down, you know... Oh, no, he's never going to get it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Forward shield batteries for Nice already going up.
Oh, yeah.
My. Okay. All right, this is going to escalate.
Oh.
Forge goes down.
Okay.
The Haas is going to defend with cannons. I think that's genius here. I think that'll do really well.
Nice started an Oracle and then went wait. No, that's not what I'm doing. I was like, Oracle pushing with shield batteries? Nice. What? Are you okay? And it is going to be Void Ray on Void Ray action, guys. You know it. You love your Void Rays. I know you do, Twitch chat. You're about to get plenty.
Defender's advantage, I think, should mean he's not too far behind on the Void Rays. And Nice taking a gold base. He sees the Forge. He's like, crap, you're going to build cannons. I need to transition. And he just says, okay, you know what? Let's do it that way. So he's going to leave the pylon up at his natural on purpose to convince Haas that Haas is still being all in. Should just click on that shield battery, I believe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even prismatically aligns it to take it down. Bit of a gamble getting caught out there, but makes sense. Does get the kill. And yeah, at this point, I mean, Haas needs to go back to probing really hard, or he's actually just going to fall way behind. He's only at 23 probes, Maynard. Oh, he doesn't have prismatic alignment. He can't fight the Void Ray. That's the gamble getting punished.
Yes, indeed. Now Nice is getting some probe kills in that main base. Flying around to the right-hand side of the main base of Haas. Prismatic alignment still on cooldown here for Haas. Has the second Void coming out, though. Now it's 2v1. And Nice rotates out. An Oracle.
Oh, Oracle's died very quickly
Oracle.
to Void Rays.
Yeah.
Youchies.
That armored unit. Feels bad, man.
All right, so Nice takes the economic advantage 29 to 26, but that income is going to shoot up once he gets workers on the gold. So I imagine he's probably transitioning workers. Yeah, he'll recall them, in fact. Oh, very nice. The most efficient worker transfer in the game. Instantly saturated gold base. Yeah, this is going to be kind of insane. Haas is building an Oracle, though. I think he probably realizes what's going on here.
Haas had that income advantage for about a second there. Now the gold's kicking in. Oh, the Voids of Haas. We're about to see it.
Okay, yeah, they should get at least a few probes here.
Put the
Let's see
graph
what they go for.
There we go.
Oh. Ooh, yummy. Yep, gets
3
3
damage, the best kind.
Oh, gets in
no
before the
battery
battery
yet.
here. Uh-oh. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, the Oracle gets out. Nicely done there. The Void Rays take out a battery, and they're taking out pylons. They chased all the workers off here. Uh-oh, Nice is trying to transfer into Blink. He's been a little too greedy, and oh, his Void Ray is able to fight there, but he's got to be careful. Has to turn around a double prismatic alignment. Double beat single Maynard.
Oh my god, it does. 2 is indeed greater than 1, and Nice just taps after 5.5 minutes. Haas takes it to the ace match.
Oh my god. It was such a clever idea from Nice, but he just doesn't get the battery up in the main in time. And just doesn't have anything down there over at the goal base to defend those Void Rays. Unfortunate kind of snafu with the unit positioning, and maybe going up to Blink a little too fast there. Needed to slow things down to just stabilize.
Wow, man, I can't believe we're going down to the wire here in this grand final with Nice versus Haas. It means it's poetic. It's a great story. It's the 2 guys that have been sharing the throne in Taiwan for so many years. Well, actually, you know, to be fair, it's just Haas has been having the throne for so many years, and Nice has had it for 1. But, you know, Haas coming back. He's like, no, I'm no pushover, dude. Remember me? I was the guy whose body you stepped over to take the crown. I'm still good, man. I'm still a threat to you.
Yeah, I think it's Mr. Haas is back, man. He does not like the Kingslayer. He's got his chance. You know, he's back from the dead. That's the way it works in StarCraft tournaments. You get to come back the next time. You're not out for good. Get your chance for revenge, and damn, he just had pretty much nothing that shoots up after that.
Yeah, killing the Void Ray was the nail in the coffin there for Nice. Is the, you know, Haas was going to start a snowball and run away with that one. And Nice knew it, tapped out. Wanted a fresh new video game to try and get a new strategy to work against Haas, as that one did not pay off. He lost too many probes to the Oracle, as well as the Void Rays, as well as having the gold spotted. So it was kind of like his hand was in the cookie jar, and Haas just like,
yeah,
snap that lid shut. No, bad Nice. Don't you do that.
It's so funny, right? With the way how quickly Void Rays kill Oracles now. It like comes out of the slow zone, and they're just like prismatic alignment just disappears. You're like, oh my god. Whereas the Phoenix will be like flying alongside it, just like tapping it. It's like, oi, you, I'm hitting you. Die, you know, and like 30 seconds later it'll kill it, but a Void Ray with prismatic alignment just disappears it from the game.
Yeah, disappears it. David Copperfields it out of there.
Damn. All right, so we are going to be going to the final map. We getting that 4-3 result again. This region never failing to deliver, and it is just damn fantastic, man. I get so excited every single time, and I'm glad this one has delivered. Both of them taking turns just ruining each other, screwing with each other's heads, and slowly tearing each other apart. So it seems like it's gone back and forth. It was 2 games for Haas, 1 for Nice, 1 for Haas, 1 for Nice. You know, it's gone this way and that. We are at 3-3, and we are going to be going into it. At this point, I don't know if someone's just going to do a simple all-in. Are we just going to see a cannon rush finally come out? Like, I am waiting on the edge of my seat to see what goes on Jagannatha.
Oh boy, Jagannatha, the final battlefield here for Taiwan in the top right, looking to try and remain the champion for 3 seasons in a row. Can he start 2021 as the top of Taiwan? This is Nice. Nice.
His opponent in the bottom left side of the map, chrono boosting into a supply block. His house. Get a little nervous sometimes.
Yeah.
Because pylon was a second or 2 late. So it wasn't a massive into supply block, but it was about 2 seconds of that. Now, both going double gas, low ground gateway for Nice. Nice has been a bit quicker to expand in these games. Haas has not really been doing the old 1 gate expand into bait you into trying all in me. Not nearly as much.
All right, so differences in the builds here. Well, actually, is there though? Not really. It's just the positioning of the gateways.
Yeah, which can hurt you, right? Like if you do some sort of like, say, I would be tempted as Haas to just do a robo and just go 3-gate robo push and be like, hey, how are you going to defend your gateways in your wall, dude? Like, you're going to come out here, I'll force field you in the choke point, you know? Like, so The front wall off on the low ground is a little dangerous for Nice. He's going to need to make sure he doesn't get kind of put in that defensive position where he's just outnumbered and stuck behind his wall. But there's many ways to do that. You get Stargate units out, don't care about the architecture. You can have your own backstabs, adepts sliding into the base of Haas. For now, neither side is committed really in either direction. And it is a complete mirror match with Haas. He's going to go one Stalker only. He cancels it, makes a sentry. Ah!
Alright. It shows me that Haas just wants to go for an expansion here.
Yeah. Definitely get some early scouting on, but seen a lot of mind games in this series. I mean, Nice is going to block the expo of Haas. I think he did see that the second gateway wasn't building with his probe, so he went, hey, wait a second. That usually means you built a sentry, and you're a little short on the gas to build the Stalker, so... You know, just deny that for a little while. The sentry shows itself. Interesting.
Alright. Going for a little bit of a block there. So Nice has got some pretty good information here. Haas has been up to, thanks to his pylon.
Yeah, he's just going to do a little 2 Stalker poke. I mean, shield battery's not done just yet, so Haas does have to be a little careful here. Taking 4 hits to start. Definitely a little rough, but the extra Stalker does come out, and Haas just drops that Nexus right away. It's a little delayed, but he's got a quicker Twilight Council. No probes out on the map. Does he slide out? No, just a hallucination going across for Haas, so isn't going to be proxying a DT Shrine or anything like that. I just expect a fast blink, and I mean, we've seen that be so useful. Like, people make fun of Haas because his mechanics aren't good sometimes. Not true at all. His early game micro, some of the absolute best in the world. We've seen it in this series. His blink micro, dude. Oh my god. Some of his blink micro is insane. Yes, occasionally he'll misjudge a fight and commit to something where you go, oh my god, no! But usually it's just like picking off units, not losing a single Stalker over and over again, and he can just do that flawlessly.
I forget that Juggernaut has dogs. Really the most superior map of the map pool.
Yeah, I like it. Little dogs. Little doggos
like,
here and there. German Shepherds.
Doggos, yeah.
Little Rexes.
Some Rexes, some Binkos, yeah, some Gunters. There's one.
Yeah.
He's got the zoomies because he's in the fast zone. Get it? It's funny. Good stuff. These are the jokes that come out when it's, 20 to 1 in the morning.
20 to 1 in the morning, but kept awake on the pure adrenaline of watching these two guys just fight. It's actually going to be a forge for Haas. He's playing his most normie build. He's putting Stalkers out there, trying to just search for proxies, deny hallucinations. And Nice, on the other hand, is going for Immortals right now while sending 2 Adepts across the map. Hopefully, for Haas' sake, he does find those. I kind of wish we would see Haas beat Nice here, just simply to see it go back and forth and then Nice beat him next season. I want this to be an ongoing, really close back and forth rivalry. I mean, it is that at the moment, because Nice has a couple of wins, 2 to 1 last year. I think he can win another one. It starts to look more and more favored in his direction.
I do really feel like the army of Nice is starting to shape up to be better than Haas's, just because he's got that early start to the Immortal production. Much later Twilight Council, obviously. Yeah, that's the mobility of Blink really is the, it's like Nice's army is the barbarian with high strength, and Haas's army is the rogue with high dexterity.
Exactly. I mean, that's it. The thing is, I always feel a little bit less flexible as the Immortal player. Even though if push comes to shove in the right engagement, the Immortals are so much better value. But Haas, look at this. He takes the 3rd base. So he's a bit more flexible. He's going to add charge. And Immortals are so good until there's charge zealots in the front line. And then they just like, oh, they're not that great. So they kind of lose their power if they can't actually be landing hits on enemy Immortals or Stalkers.
The Adepts coming on in, but they're targeting the Sentry, which can actually be juiced up by the shield battery here, unlike the probes, which do get one shot. So this Sentry attack kind of mismanaged by Nice. Or rather, the Adept attack kind of mismanaged.
Well, there's a good force field as well, right? He misses out on maybe 1 or 2 extra probes, but the force field just jams one of the Adepts in the corner where it can't reach anything. And I find these Taiwanese players some of the best at like using force fields to wedge Adepts in awkward positions. They're really one of the specialties, but always was doing it a lot as well. Now, forward gateways, 2 gateways on the left side. We're going to see a big
3.
Charge Boy attack, mate. We are going to see a huge Charge Boy attack. So why put 3 rather than just 1, just to hide them? So if Hallucination goes in his main, it's not going to see his gateway count. and he is down a bunch of probes as Haas, but I think with Zealots coming in, I do think he could definitely overwhelm. Shield batteries are very good, though.
All right, Haas goes up the ramp and just loses a ton of hit points, and one Stalker's there to that incredible army of Nice. Oh, Nice has seen the gateways.
Uh-oh.
He might just think it's Stalkers, though. I don't know if he knows about the charge.
I mean, he just needs numbers, really. I don't think you can get your own charge or Archons out as Nice. I think you just make as many Stalkers and batteries as you can. Make a battery in your natural if you don't already have one. He's actually making sentries, which are very good with force fields. If you get enough sentries, you can just basically keep them at bay. So the Templar Archives is on the way for Haas, though, so he will be able to make Archons with this, which is good, but cannons are coming down as well. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if Haas is going to be able to break him without being scouted. Such good scouting by Nice.
And he's dotting his I's and crossing his T's, even dotting his lowercase J's. This looks very tough. Haas is... He's got himself strategically into a corner here. He needs to make this work. He's invested so much into it.
Archon is finished now for Haas. He's one force field blocky boy. The guy that can step on force fields to break him. Will it be enough, though, to break the number of force fields coming out? Let's take a little look-see. Oh, Nice tries to focus the Archon, but the Archon breaking through battery overcharge and cannons, though. I think that's enough. Nice in a bloody good position.
The pylon is powering a little bit here at the front. Haas going for that shield battery. He's so committed. He's got everything on the front line. Those immortals of Nice. That immortal on the left side of the army is so powerful. It's been getting so many kills. It's got 3 kills right now. The Stalker's coming forward and picking off the Archon of Haas.
This is a great hold for Nice. I mean, that was just splendidly well done. An overcommitment from Haas. He's going to have to pull back to the left side of the map. He is not out of it yet. It is still very close in supply. But as Nice spends this little bit of bank, powers up his +2, his position improves. And I think he's correct to just go pure Blink Stalker here. He can always fall back to the battery cannon. Haas has to change his plan. And I do think he needs to take a 4th base. I mean, he's continuing in here. Haas just crazy commitment. He's going to try and jump on top. While there's no battery overcharge, Zealots are very good when they're standing and fighting. He wants to kill as many of these probes as he can and get his Stalkers out. He's saying, I'll trade off the Zealots, kill some probes, and then leave. But that costs him a lot of supply, a lot of units, and that Stalker count are nice. It ain't getting any smaller, Maynard.
Oh, it's getting bigger, and his upgrade's getting further along as well. Like, Haas cannot afford +2 attack here. He's just been printing Zealots and making Stalkers, and oh man, I'm very, very worried about when Nice finishes that +2, comes across the map with his superior production for a while, and then just answers Haas's attacks with his own. And I'm more convinced by Nice's counterattack. That said, though, okay, he's waiting for the War Prism. I was like, he looks like he's just going to sit back, but with the Prism, he is going to try and make something happen once that unit pops up.
Yeah, he's rebuilding his probes as well, right? So he's gonna recover the economy and still be at least even with Haas. Haas, if he could get in the back line, the main of the natural, Zealots or DTs, Zealot drop, something like that would be a good buying time mechanism right now. You know, some way of calming things down. Hallucination will be able to spot his 4th if it goes over there, and indeed it will. So sees the 4th starting. We've got Robobay and DTs as well as a 4th base for Nice. So this is common for Nice. He improves his tech. Remember, Haas, sometimes he just sits on the Zealots, the Stalkers, the Archons. He doesn't go any further. So if he's going to do that, I would love to see a Warp Prism and really opening up some new fronts, trying to find different angles and use the mobility and the positioning to kind of catch Nice out.
Well, I really like where the tools are for Nice. You're going for the Invisible Man Clubhouse. The Robotics Bay means access to the Disruptors. Those things are tough for Haas to deal with already. He's already going to have a bit of a tough time winning a fight against the army of Nice. But going up against a guy that has Disruptors in his army when you don't have your own, he has a Stargate in the way, maybe he has Phoenixes to be able to handle those in the future. But and the DTs are another wrinkle in the plan here for Haas. There goes the War Prism on the left side, so not moving out with the main army here. The Prism actually went over to the left. Oh, it is coming back to the middle of the map now. I was looking at the mini-map here. Haas rotating through the middle.
More than a couple of wrinkles in Haas' plan, that's for sure.
And in his brain.
Yeah, well, his brain is one of the most wrinkled I've ever seen with his strategic switches, but if you're just not practiced playing a defensive game, it's hard, because it feels to me like Haas doesn't really... He's not comfortable in max battles. He doesn't build for max battles. So remember that previous 2000 Atmos game, he was like, oh, come on, man, attack into me, fight me now. That's kind of what he's doing now. Immortals, Archons, Zealots. Nice comes out, fights in the open, gets surrounded.
Ooh.
Great fight for Haas right now. as it goes on, as that ball builds, as those upgrades continue, Nice Army is getting better and better. He is building the perfect army. Haas is once again building Phoenix, and this is just not the right thing. He's adding a Robo Bay. That does give me hope. I really do think if he gets double Robo Disruptors, he can make an air transition work. But he's got to build some more of those late game units. And right now, oh, dude, he's got so little defense for the DTs. This is going to be the same as 2000 Atmos. He just doesn't have an answer to the DTs.
Why do DTs keep winning games? Oh,
wait, it
too early.
Unload.
Oh, it's a full prism of DTs dying without unloading anything. Haas got so lucky there. Oh, my God.
Oh my God, some dude out there has bet his life savings on this match on Haas winning, and he is like, he just breathed a sigh of relief because that was going to do massive damage.
He's like, honey, cancel the divorce. We're back on. Oh my God.
Oh,
that's
dude.
he's so lucky. Oh my God, he's so lucky.
Well, we've got the fleet beacon halfway done. Robo there is coming in, the second Robo that is for Haas. He's building disruptors, and I think that does give him the ability to swap to a defensive mode here and buy time for those carriers to come out. So, you know, he's adding air upgrades. He is going to that next. I still would love to see him have, I don't know, some giant zealot run by ready or something like that, because Nice is coming in. Oh, dude, he's only got one disruptor out. He needs to be chronoing disruptors like mad.
What a game 7, dude. What a way for this series to end, however it does end. We got Haas going into tier 3 Sky Toss as well. Fleet Beacon's being dropped. I think he might go Tempest. Or even just Carrier.
Wow. DT's morphing into Archon. Finish off. Nice. Giant ball of tanky awesomeness. Oh, dude. Using that speedy zone. Gets the prism. Uh-oh. Oh, Haas way too far out on this map. And once again, he wasn't set up for the base trade. A huge mistake here. But can the Disruptor punish?
The blink. Ooh. Okay. 4 Stalkers, not bad, but obviously Nice has been picking off some pretty expensive units here on the retreat.
Oh, what's he... What?
What is this? Excuse me?
Oh, no. A bit of a mistaken rally there. That Disruptor on the front with the Zealot counterattack. Bit of a mistake there. Now, the Zealot Archon does turn around here. Where are the rest of his Disruptors? They're not out yet. Oh, no. Haas just a bit too slow to get to these Disruptors. If he had like 6 Disruptors and didn't get his army caught in the map, this would be a different story. If he was ready for the base trade, it'd be a different story. Oh, but look at that. He gets a few Stalkers, takes out a bunch of his own probes at the same time. He's trying to run on in here and do the damage he can. He does have some observers split around, which is pretty nice. He's going to try and force a bit of a base trade, but all of his important tech goes down. Carrier production halted. Disruptor production halted. 4 Robos are going to build on the right side. Haas is going to try and rebuild his production over there.
This game just went up to 11 right here. Haas is outgunned pretty heavily and outnumbered by Nice. This army of Nice is absolutely insane. Haas is remaking 4 Robos, I think in the bottom right in the map.
Yeah.
My goodness.
4 Robos down there. I think his Robo Bay maybe survived. It's just, you know, this was one of these games where he got rich, but Haas was just too slow to embrace the next stage of the game. And Nice, he outpatienced him. He literally just, he sat back in the game. He waited until Haas's advantages evaporated, until Haas impaled himself in the defenses of Nice. And Nice at the Death Ball stage with the big Colossus army, this has been something he's loved doing versus Haas for years, is just out-weathering him in the long game, building a better army, and Haas just takes too long to match that army. He's trying to make a carrier, a DT, Shrine. His Stalkers are playing ring around the Jagannatha right now, and they've got a pocket full of dead Stalkers is all they've got.
Yeah, and Nice is, I mean, he's 90 supply up. The game is done at this point. Haas's comebacks have been taken away from him. He says to Nice, "You'll have to rip this championship from my cold, dead hands." And then Nice cuts his head off and says, "Okay."
Oh my God.
Oh.
Savage, dude. That's exactly
Brutal.
what he's doing at this point. You know, he really is just stomping on Haas's last hopes. And 4 Disruptors, a cute little transition. We're hoping for some of the best Haas shots of all time to get back in this game.
Yeah, Haas is just retreating to wherever he can here, but every time he does, he's bleeding out more and more units. There's 4 Disruptors about to pop in this bottom right base, but I mean, Disruptors are great and all. The great M. Canning did say a Disruptor in a dream's all you ever need. Here we go. I mean, that connection was all right. That connection was all right.
Not bad, but now he's got to hide those Disruptors way in the back while he tries to hang on for another 15 seconds while they recharge.
And the carriers, Not even launching out their interceptors at the moment. They're really tucked in the corner here. Haas desperately waiting for those disruptors to come back so we can just have a miracle Hail Mary Disruptor Nova ball into the middle of Nice's army. If Haas somehow erases Nice's army, the game continues, but I just don't see it happening, Pig. Outlook
33 probes go down in the blink of an eye, mate. Those disruptors whiff. More come in. The Stalkers blink forward right on top. And Nice takes Haas and says, your crown is mine. It's mine now. You're never getting it back, mate. I am the new king of Taiwan.
He is indeed the crowned prince and the king of Taiwan.